One of the most notorious cold cases in Las Vegas history heating up. Today, a man charged with the murder of rapper Tupac Shakur faces a judge for the first time in Las Vegas. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Latoya Silman.
And I'm Dana Wagner in for Jim tonight. The 27-year-old murder case attracting media attention from around the world. And we have team coverage here at News 3 tonight. Our Brett Forrest looks into the difficulties of prosecuting a decades-old cold case. But we begin with News 3's Denise Roche, who was in that courtroom this morning and has reaction to the hearing for Dwayne Keefe Davis.
60-year-old Dwayne Davis will remain behind bars without bail. The private attorney he hired was not able to be here today, so the case was postponed for 2 weeks. But that didn't stop fans from showing up here at the courthouse to hear the latest on the man now charged in the killing of Tupac. Dwayne Keefe Davis walked into a Clark County courtroom Wednesday morning with a noticeable limp.
The record reflects that Mr. Davis is present in custody.
The first time cameras had captured Davis since his arrest last week for the 1996 murder of Tupac Shakur. Mario and Katina Scott were teenagers when the rap superstar was gunned down at Flamingo and Koval, coming to the courthouse now to learn more about the man being charged. Did you ever think there would come a day when someone would be charged?
Never, especially not this 27 years later.
I remember getting the news like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And I remember for so many years as a fan being frustrated because there were no answers, nothing made sense.
Prosecutors had been working towards an indictment ever since Davis's Henderson home was raided in July. Police recovering computers, bullets, and a copy of Davis's memoir. They also had this.
So we went over to Sardo, and we seen him. And out there she wrote.
Davis, in his own words, talking about the night Shakur was murdered. It started as a fight inside the MGM Grand following a boxing match. Davis would later say he thought Shakur was pulling out a gun before someone in Davis's car fired first.
He was reaching, yeah, it looked like he was ready to bust our and she's like, we was the first ones.
Yeah.
Luckiest one, I guess. Hit that corner, gave a little chase, boom, boom, boom.
Today, he is presumed innocent.
District Attorney Steve Wolfson says this was also his first chance to see Davis in person. But he says Davis is being treated no differently than any other defendant.
I like to look at their mannerisms. I like to look at their demeanor. I like to listen to them and kind of get a feel for their attitude.
And while Davis is not accused of pulling the trigger, police say he was the so-called shot caller that night, the on-scene commander for the shooting in the state of Nevada, making him just as culpable for the murder.
We will continue to ask for a no bail setting because we believe under Nevada law and the evidence in this case that the proof is evident and the presumption is great that he will be convicted of first-degree murder, and that allows us to ask for a no bail setting.
And Davis will be back in court October 19th, again a continuance that he requested. Denise Roche, News 3.
ABC News caught up with Tupac Shakur's brother, Mopreme Shakur, who says that there is optimism in the progress of this case, but so many questions still remain unanswered here.
You know, the family, we have to manage our expectations. The timing is curious. There's doubt in their sincerity. How far are they going to go? Are they going to go all the way and get all the accomplices? There's still questions out there.
So we will have to wait just a little bit longer now that the initial arraignment against Dwayne Davis has been delayed for another 2 weeks here.
Yeah, for what's next in the legal process and how difficult it can be to prosecute a decades-old cold case. Let's go ahead and go over to our Brett Forrest, who was also in the courtroom today.
Dwayne Keefe Davis essentially getting a delay, a continuance of 2 weeks in his court case today. Now, he says he does have legal representation, but the attorney says, now wait a minute, he's just helping Davis secure representation. I'll add on to the fact that this is a 27-year-old cold case and there are some certain challenges and expectations as it proceeds.
State Mr. Davis, sir, have you retained counsel to represent you in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Who have you retained?
Edie Fall.
That's Dwayne Keefe D. Davis making his first appearance in court Wednesday, less than a week after being indicted and arrested for the 1996 shooting and murder of Tupac Shakur.
He said he needed 2 weeks to be here?
Oh, yeah, you need a continuance for 2 weeks.
His attorney, Los Angeles-based Edie Fall, says he's helping Davis retain counsel, but did not say he's representing Davis in the trial.
It's perfectly legitimate to say I've retained an attorney when you've reached out to an attorney to help you find an attorney.
Las Vegas attorney Matthew Hoffman says Davis will likely plead guilty and his defense team will seek bail terms, but the prosecution will fight bail, arguing Davis is a flight risk.
Which I think he is, a flight risk, at least from this jurisdiction. He has ties to Nevada. There's a home in Henderson, but it doesn't sound like that's his, constant, regular place of abode. He has ties to Los Angeles.
After Davis's brief court appearance, District Attorney Steve Wolfson addressing the length of time from the murder to arrest.
Well, it's a cold case. It's been lingering for 27 years, but I felt there was sufficient legally admissible evidence to move forward. That's why we presented it to a grand jury.
The evidence, including dozens of photos and videos from the night of the shooting near the Las Vegas Strip, and recent interviews Dwayne Davis did seemingly incriminating himself.
So when you get a case that's been cold for 27 years, you just hope, you're completely reliant on the initial investigation. Did they talk to precipient witnesses that were in the area? Blocks away, did they see a car? Things like that. You just have to hope that the initial investigation has a lot of evidence that can help.
As far as that October 19th arraignment goes, expect Davis to plead not guilty and expect his defense team to try to set some sort of bail. But then also on the opposite side, expect prosecutors to fight that bail, likely arguing that Davis would be a flight risk because though he does have a home in Henderson here in Nevada, he also has ties to Los Angeles, so the prosecutors will just like to try to prevent him from possibly leaving the state of Nevada. Reporting in downtown Las Vegas, I'm Brett Forrest, News 3.
Thank you, Brett. So this story will continue to unfold. You can keep up to date with all of our in-depth stories on the Tupac investigation online. We have them posted on our website at news3lv.com. You can scan the QR code on your screen to see all of our stories.